Hello, and welcome to my last week's exciting reading adventures for the week of July 15th through the 18th. And and these I have four issues that I read in chronological order from 1975's The Man Thing series, issues 16 through 19. Written by Howard the Duck creator Steve Gerber, which Mr. Gerber introduced in the sister title, Giant Size Man Thing. Now, mull that one over for a bit, folks. So, issue 16 was last Monday's read. And we're introduced to a character called Viking Josephson. Josephson. And he's some kind of guy who just went off his nut with all these ultra conservative values, probably at the time when Nixon was just getting out of office. And I read these back in fourth or fifth grade, originally. And the story is called DK Meets the Mad Viking. It starts off with this David Bowie knockoff who goes around wearing lavish costumes. I guess they're doing some kind of local Broadway show, off-Broadway show in Citrusville, Florida. I swear I was going to be more calmer when I do this take. This story was written, of course, by Gerber. It was drawn by John Buscema with Tony Palmer on inks. And Len Wein probably edited the entire Marvel line back in the mid-70s. All these people, man, they're all passed on. It's hard to find anyone living these days who's worked on 60s, 70s, and 80s comics, which I've mainly based these nightly reading adventures. So we are also introduced to a character of Astrid. She's apparently running from her grandfather, who's a nutty Viking, who's and turning the page, we find this great panel here by Buscema and Palmer of Man Thing rescuing Astrid from a crocodile. It's a big, gnarly fight that does not end well for the alligator. And we have a first glimpse here of Viking Josephson and his fantastic Viking garb. And he goes a little nutty here. And he confronts the David Bowie wannabe star, and I guess interrupted during one of the rehearsals. And there he is in this regular wife beater T-shirt, Mr. Viking beater there. This issue also featured a letter from the recently departed Peter Gills. I believe he passed away a few weeks ago. But anyway, he ended up writing Doctor Strange for a while, amongst other comic books. Anyway, that's the issue there. It does not end well for Mr. Bowie wannabe. He gets covered in muck and everything. And this scene here, there's Astrid is recounting a story about her mom, who disappeared mysteriously, and the mom runs afoul of this Viking. I'm sorry, not Viking, but Nazi wannabe standing on top of a submarine. And who knows why? But the story doesn't really go from there anywhere, whether that recounts. And the Vikings made another kill. Anyway, that was Monday's read. and it ends in a stalemate between Man Thing and the Viking. Somehow survives this because next issue is coming up, which was Tuesday's issue, and this was a very interesting story. Um, Olivia Selby, who's this crazy. Oh yeah, she's this crazy. I guess she was a friend of somebody who got killed in the Giant-Sized Man Thing issue number 4, which is in my pile of books to do. But I pulled that in a Giant-Sized theme week, so I'll be eventually getting to that someday in the future. So Olivia Selby decides it's all the fault of textbooks that are being taught in Cittersville schools and she feels communism, atheism, and sex are pretty much secret messaged inside these texts. Um, it's much in the same way as that as Trump caters to today's GOP party. Uh, it, which I find this entire story, these entire next two issues, where it's pretty much akin to how things are going to these events. She forms Olivia. She forms a mother's march. It just happens that Viking Josephine is just on his way down to the local bar, and he joins the line. And they're preaching their own agenda of sissific, and which Viking Josephine's agenda, secret conservative agenda, is preaching for the agenda of sissification of modern society. So poor Richard Rory, he's a supporting character throughout the Man Thing's history. He risks his job as a local town DJ / news reporter to talk some sense into these nut jobs, which happens to occur. Oh, those events happen in the next issue. But in the meantime, poor Man Thing, he's being hunted. He's being hunted left and right by these all these town locals, who thinks it's just a mindless monster, like ooh la la, creature of the Black Lagoon. And he's hunted down, shot at, tranked or something, and then he's thrown into the town's water wastewater treatment facility, and supposedly is killed by all these crazy chemicals. And here, Richard Roy is tending the event, announcing that the Man Thing's been captured and perhaps killed, and then they're interrupted by Olivia Selby. She just barges into the studio, and just takes over the mic from the mayor. And she pushes that whole crazy agenda. There, Viking Josephine. He just got back from the bar, sneaking off to the bar, and he gets in there, and he's wreaking havoc. And there they join forces, and boom! Here the madness occurs. Poor Rory. He gets knocked in the face by the Viking, and they're off to go off to the high school to do just your average book burning of textbooks, and that concludes last Tuesday's adventure. Now, in Wednesday's adventure, in which Jim Mooney was the artist of. Jim Mooney, and he probably finished the run because this series only lasted to issue 22. And they're going off to the school. And some really crazy series of events here. He attacks the school. He's going in the school. And they're gonna take all the books out. They're gonna have themselves a good old fashioned barbecue there. Meanwhile, the Man Thing, something's happening. He emerges from the chemical treatment plant, and he comes out to be a little soapy and bubbly. You know, he's just like something like Mister Bubble Man Thing. And he goes off, and apparently, poor oh, this is devastating. Wait till I get to this page. Anyway, Astrid attends this school, and she confronts the Viking, her grandfather, and grandfather's not having any lip. He just smacks her, bam. She hits the sidewalk, and and this is just right after. I should put tabs on these things. And this is right after he takes a school facility member, throws him out the window, and smacks dead on the sidewalk. Now this is something that I think Alan Moore swiped from for his Swamp Thing series. You know, because Alan Moore he tackled some social issues going on today in his 1980s series. And here, Steve Gerber, he does some social commentary on the days and times there. And oh boy, this guy is really on the tear. And here comes Mr. Bubble Man Thing to the rescue. And that does not end too well for the Viking here. He gets absorbed in these chemical bubbles, and he's the detergent or disintegrates into nothingness, and that's what happens there. And then it's the three on the run, three with Richard Rory, Man Thing, and I believe this is Olivia Selby's daughter who is joining the pack. And that concludes Wednesdays. Now and Thursdays was number 19. I love that yellowness of the cover. It's still bright and vibrant. And this is called The Scavenger of Atlanta. Did they make their way up to Atlanta, hold up in some hotel room, where they come run afoul this demon called the Scavenger, who has this desire to be around women all the time, and who doesn't. And he somehow absorbs their soul through long tongue kissing, French kissing there. And basically the issue, it ends in the middle of a cliffhanger, and I don't know what happens to issue 20 unless I go find in a $5 bin, which I mostly found all these in the $3 bins. And don't know much about who he is. You get to find out in the next issue, I assume. And hey, road trip anyone? Man Thing, you sit in the back. What? Oh, see, this is what happens. This is the end result. He taxed this donut manager here, and this is what he does when he makes out with her, and she drops a skeleton on the floor. Let's see, anything else before I end this? Oh, look, so these guys, they meet up in a hotel for some reason, and no one knows how or why the Scavenger got there, or why he was pinpointing towards that location. But Man Thing and him, they mix it up, and some reason, I think the townsfolk know who this guy is, but they don't know how he attained these powers or how he becomes a demon. Look, it's just some regular dude behind a mask. But he's also mentally unfit for office too. So that's where this ends. Anyway, that's it for this week. I don't know what this week's theme is. I'm in San Diego this week. I probably won't do another one at least until Monday or so. But I've got I guess it's some other Marvel related monsters going on, and so we'll pick this up next week. And thank you.